Chief Jerry Schiager of Fort Collins Police Services. Please leave me a message and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Yes, hello there. This message is for Jerry Schiager. I think you might know me. I'm William Montgomery. I can be reached here at 970-825-4421 or 970-412-5463. Okay, so I have done the best I can with the directions I've been given, instructions, and the research I've been doing. And I spoke with you. You said, that you would wait for me to write some things down. I've been unable to get to the paperwork. I have too many other cases that I keep getting and keep having to work on and then keep dropping. And so this is outside of your guys' jurisdiction now. But in a nutshell, I don't know how else to start this at this point. Jerry, I have detected what I believe to be a very deep homeless discrimination problem in this city. Let me go over this very, very carefully, very quickly with you. These are the cases that I need investigating that I have been unable to get started with John or Craig Horton. He also won't return my phone calls anymore, so I don't know what he's investigating or what he's not. But in a nutshell, let's go over a couple of them real quick. Okay, so park curfew, there was a citation I got November 3rd or something like that. This is 2015. It was North College area, Gustav Swanson Natural Area. This was officers Cutter, Brady, Johnston, and Bruff. They all ambushed us out in the middle of the forested area. We were not in a park. We used maps ahead of time. We offered them maps, and they offered us maps. They said they had maps in their patrol cars, that they didn't want to see our maps, that they said for us to save our maps for court. So we went to court. We used our maps. We actually got the court to require them to show them maps, us their maps, which wasn't even real maps. They had to point to a dot outside of the in the river. It was such a bad map. But nevertheless, they lied about their body cam footage in court. They lied about where we were, where they found us in the park. They lied and they lost. And that's just one thing. Okay, so what's really concerning me now is that's kind of out of order. But that's the reason I mentioned that is because Brady is a very big factor in there. Brady is also part of the other situations. So rewinding slightly, November 15th, the whole Occupy Jefferson spiel. The four of us, Zach, Kendra, my brother David Montgomery, and I, we were all illegally arrested in the right-of-way of Linden Street sidewalk, south of Jefferson Park. Officer Giddings that night, or throughout the course of those evenings, thought that he knew what his job was, and that would be to go to the Parks Department to get some sort of map, because Parks Departments are the official boundary for maps, he said in court. They are not, obviously. He should have used his patrol map that night. There are no issues with right-of-way with your guys' patrol maps. So he deviated from his job protocol. He obviously doesn't know right-of-way law to protect himself there. But he lied in court, too. He said that he didn't talk to any city attorneys in court when he said he talked to a bunch of city attorneys on the street. So Brady was there, too. No one uses maps. No one cares. No one cares about homeless people, discrimination, so forth and so on, if you kind of see the theme here. I'm fighting that because the unlawful conduct, because a judge allowed an exhibit in without showing it to me ahead of time. It was an exhibit disclosure violation, and basically the jury bought the entire case without a shred of proof. It was all hearsay. If you guys look over the appeal, it's downright disgusting what Giddings and Deschaines were pulling. And now I have to have an appeals judge rule that you guys didn't have enough evidence to sustain a conviction. And I'm also going to have another judge do a 42 USC now, obviously. That's what I'm trying to get to in the end for everything here. Because you guys, blatant disregard for the truth. You think that there's a subjectively reasonable person out there, that Giddings can't be blamed for doing this. When here's the kicker. Are you ready, Schiager? Tell you what, I'm going to give you a call right back because I know I'm reaching the end of this voicemail, and this is a 2-part voicemail. I really, really need to talk to you about this one. Okay, so I'm giving you a call back. Talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, let's try another call here.
Jerry Schiager of Fort Collins Police Services. Please leave me a message and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hey, Jerry, it's me, William, here. Part 2 of 2 of the messages here, voicemails. So, moving on. What concerns me here is that while Giddings thought that he was doing his job to find out those park boundaries that night and remove us all from an established sidewalk that looked like a sidewalk that also Judge Lane struck down was not a park because it wasn't even designated as a park. And so that was David's ticket that he got dropped that night. So the municipal judge knows what she's doing. County judge doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, so here's the real gist of it. This is what I am extremely concerned at this point. I thought I could get this through to you guys before. Evidently, you don't know what's going on or care enough to figure it out. So let me spell it out for you. Okay. Later after Occupy Jefferson, I called in a couple of pizza box enjoyers. I have the records for it. I can look it up. I believe it was Sergeant or Officer Cunningham and I think Harris. This was like one Friday night. Basically, some of these pizza boxers enjoyers were halfway in the park, halfway on that Linden Street sidewalk. Well, what do you know? I call this in, and those two officers tell everyone that they can't be in the park there, but they do tell them that they can stay on the sidewalk there. And I was a little concerned about this, obviously, since I was removed from that very sidewalk. And it also looks very concerning that there wasn't any issue here with maps or anything like that. So, nevertheless, I call back dispatch, and a dispatch tells me, in almost a condescending tone, like I was insulting him or something, like that I was alleging otherwise. But he said that was city property, and it didn't look like there was any issue there. It didn't look like there was any issue of discovery or needing to go to Parks Department and so forth and so on. So, the question is that a policy violation, or should everybody be using maps from Parks Departments? Or should we be telling people like Giddings and earlier, like Cutter and Johnson and so forth, that they need to be using maps that they are offered by them? Like I said, Johnson, Cutter, they offered a map even. They didn't use it. Anyways, not knowledgeable of right-of-way law is now what the new issue is here. Okay, so in my further developments, in my research with you guys, I went ahead next, not next, but it's in there. I just want to focus on these 3 things today because so far Horton claims that Giddings had probable cause for that night. And the worst of the worst here, okay, so Horton believes that Chernak had probable cause to issue me a private property trespassing citation January 28th, 2015. Okay, so you know about this one. I jumped a fence that was illegally placed in the right-of-way. That's 100 feet. I looked at a plat. I went to Fort Collins citydocs.fcgov.com. I looked up original town plat. It's 143 years old. It's very basic. I also looked up the Robinson Pearsall project plat that's there. I'm in constant contact with your GIS department, with your surveyor department, with your real estate department, and with your zoning department. I've been referring to all of their tools for very, very, very long now. So I thought this one through, and I still think it's a fantastic job that I did. But basically, I jumped that fence, and there's only two routes to go. You either know that it's private or you know that it's public. If you know that it's public, you need to go find out the status of that fence before you can start talking to me. If you know it's private, you obviously need to have some sort of map for that or something to allude to as fact, evidence here. What are you guys going to be showing to the court? That you just thought I was trespassing by a fence? That's a 2384. Again, it's not an issue. 2 very big facts here that need not be decided in court, that Horton thinks needs to be decided in court. 1, is that public or private property? And 2, do people have, private property owners have some sort of rights to ban people from areas near their land, near their projects? Obviously, the land itself is not an issue requiring court. Maps, plats, and so forth. Next step. The status of that fence, which is the whole projects thing that they're talking about. They don't understand minor amendment law. They don't understand 2384 law. That's 23-84 in your municipal code. They also don't understand, 17-42. That's a definition of right-of-way in there. If they knew all these things, then they would be probably issuing a 2384 instead of arresting me. So what's really funny here, just to hone in on this, is that Horton said that the court needs to be deciding if someone can be banned there or not behind there.
You are approaching the maximum length for a
Anyways, end of message. It's telling me. But yes, the Rob Mosby already sent a takedown notice because he already sent a surveyor out there. There is no issue. Anyways, I'm really sorry for yelling. This is really stupid shit that you guys are making me deal with. So please, 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 give me a call back.
The maximum length for a recording. To send this message, press pound or hang up. To mark it, your message has been sent.
Oh, man.
If you would like